I'm going to discuss TTL logic family, transistor logic family. It is a well-known logic family. In this logic family, it is classified into four types. The standard TTL logic family, TTL totem pole output, TTL open collector output, and last one TTL tri-state logic family. In RTL logic family, the disadvantage is it is a poor noise margin, poor fan out, low speed and a higher power dissipation. So these are the disadvantages in RTL. Coming to the DTL, it has some improved noise margin, improved fan out, but has a lower speed. Coming to the TTL, it is an upgrade version of these two in which the speed is increased compared to RTL and TTL. So first we go with the standard TTL. This is a circuit of a standard TTL NAND gate. So already we have discussed in the lab. Here this is the main component, the multiple emitter transistor. The multiple emitter transistor. The end of the emitter terminals, here we connected inputs A, B, C. This is the 3-input. This is a 3-input NAND gate. And here T1, T2 and T3 transistors are there. And here the first dashed line box is the input section. And the output side one more box is there. This is the output section. And here this is the base terminal at a point B1 here, B2 and B3. It's a very simple to understand. In a NAND gate, first we go with the NAND gate truth table. So here we have the truth table. So consider output. So how many states are there? In output only 2 states are there. Completely logic 1 output. First 7 combinations. The output is 1. The last one, the output is what? 0. Right. Means in a NAND gate, any one of the input is 0, output is 1. All the inputs are equal to 1, the output is 0. Right. So how to understand the multi-emitter transistor working operation? So here, see, this is the first T1 transistor and you have to convert in this manner. This is the point B1. So here 2 diodes are connected back to back. In this case, this is the base and emitter configuration here. This is the base and emitter and here the base and collector. So this is the base and emitter. This is base and emitter and this is base and collector. Here for the 3 emitters, we connected inputs. Any one of the input is 0, what happened? First of all, first case, all zeros. Here the 0. We know that the 0 belongs to lower voltage. The lower voltage is applied the side of cathode. Ekkada apply chestam manam cathode side. So definitely this diode will get a forward bias. And next, so when we connected a lower voltage here, so whatever the voltage from the VCC, that will be dropped through this diode. Means it is in a conduction mode. Complete voltage VCC is dropped here. Then what happened here? At B2, at point B2, here the point B2, point B2, there is no enough voltage available at point B2 to trigger the T2 transistor. So then it will be an open circuit. If it is an open circuit, the T2, then B3 also a lower voltage, it is also not enough to trigger the T3 transistor, then this is also open one. Then here the VCCs are equally distributed here from this to this and this to this. At the output we'll get how much here? 1. Means the VCC is available. The VC is nothing but the higher voltage. The higher belongs to 1 here. So here we applied all zeros, will get output as 1. In the next combination 0, 0, 1 also, in the 0, 0, 1, 2 terminals are forward biased, 1 terminal is reverse biased. So we have to understand any one of the terminal is 0, means any one of the input is 0, the voltage is dropped through that particular diode, then there is no enough voltage is available at B2, then T2 and T3 will be half state. If these two are half state, then output the VCC is available, the VCC nothing but a logic one. Suppose the last section all inputs are equal to 1. So here output is 1, here output is 1, here output is 1. All the diodes and the base emitter diode will get reverse biased. So completely here there is no flowing to this point. The voltage is available at B2 point. Then the T2 will be getting on state. If T2 will be on, so through this RC2 resistor, the voltage is also available at B3 point. If B3 point, the enough voltage is available, then T3 also on. For T2, T3 రెండు ఆన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు కంప్లీట్ VCC T2 ద్వారా అండ్ ఇక్కడ T3 ద్వారా గ్రౌండ్కి వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ మనకు వచ్చే వోల్టేజ్ ఏంటి? 0. So in this TTL configuration, here we'll get the NAND gate operation, right? This is a case 1, any input is 0, and a case 2, all inputs are equal to 1, only 2 cases. And finally, in this TTL configuration, we need to understand the above NAND gate circuit that could be connected to any further logic gates. Whenever we are going to connect the type of NAND gate to any other logic gate, what happened here? If it is connected to the further logic gates, there will be load capacitance going to be exist. ఇక్కడ కనుక మనకు అవుట్పుట్లో ఒక లోడ్ కెపాసిటర్ కనుక కనెక్ట్ చేస్తే how much time it will take? How much time it will take to charge? Okay. From this circuit, 2 cases are happened. They are, if T3 is off, ఎప్పుడు T3 ఆఫ్ అవుతుంది? Any one of the input is 0, T3 in a half position. ఇక్కడ T3 అనేది ఫస్ట్ మనము ఆఫ్ అనుకుందాం. T3 కనుక ఆఫ్ అయితే the capacitor will get charged via RC3 resistor. అప్పుడు మనకి any one of the input is 0, this is T1 actually, this is T2, this is T3. So through this RC3, capacitor is going to charge. In this case, we can say that the charging time constant will define the speed of operation. The charging time constant will define the speed of the operation. So when the capacitor is getting charged, the charging time constant is equals to what? Actually RC, but here we are using the RC3 resistor. RC3 into C, the time constant T is equals to, the tau is equals to RC3 into C. To have lower charging time constant, lower charging time constant. మనకు lower timing charging time constant ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? The value of the RC3 should be lower. మనకి టైం కాన్స్టెంట్ అనేది తక్కువగా ఉండాలి అంటే we need to decrease the RC3 value. But in case 2 ఏంటి? All are equal to 1. All are equal to 1. అప్పుడు ఏంటి? T3 is on. If T3 is on at the time from the VCC, the current is flowing through the RC3. ఒకవేళ T3 కనుక ఆన్ ఉంటే మనకు త్రూ RC3 ద్వారా కరెంట్ అనేది ఇక్కడ మనకి ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. ఇఫ్ RC3 వాల్యూ ఈజ్ లోయర్, ఒకవేళ మనము టైం కాన్స్టెంట్ని కనుక లో వాల్యూ తీసుకోవాలంటే RC3ని రెడ్యూస్ చేయాలి. RC3 లో వాల్యూ ఉన్నప్పుడు ప్రాబ్లం ఏమవుతుంది అంటే 111 కాంబినేషన్ ఎప్పుడైతే తీసుకున్నామో అప్పుడు RC3 వాల్యూ కనుక లోయర్ ఉంటే ఇట్ విల్ ఫ్లో హయ్యర్ కరెంట్స్. రెసిస్టెన్స్ వాల్యూ తక్కువ ఉంటే హయ్యర్ కరెంట్ని ఫ్లో అవుతుంది. కరెంట్ త్రూ ద T3 విచ్ రిక్వైర్స్ హయ్యర్ బేస్ కరెంట్. సో హియర్ దెర్ విల్ బి హయ్యర్ పవర్ డిసిపేషన్. ఎక్కడైతే మనకు RC3 అనేది తక్కువగా ఉంటుందో అక్కడ హయ్యర్ పవర్ డిసిపేట్ అయితే అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో మనకి ఇక్కడ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏంటి అంటే T3 అనేది హాఫ్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు if T3 is in a half condition, RC3 value must be low. If T3 is on condition, RC3 value must be higher values. So this is the concept. If T3 is off, RC3 value should be lower. If T3 is on, RC3 value should be higher. ఈ విధంగా మనం సర్క్యూట్ని కాన్ఫిగర్ చేస్తే కనుక మనకు అనుకున్న వర్కింగ్ ఆపరేషన్ అనేది మనకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. But RC3 is a passive resistance, also called as a passive pull-up resistor. The resistor will not give our desired advantage. So for that, to achieve the above requirement, we go for the second type of TTL totem pole circuit. Okay, the first one is a standard, second one is a TTL totem pole output. Okay, in exam point of view also the totem pole circuit is also very important. In the next video we will discuss about totem pole circuit.